My name is Svetlana Cheprenko, and let me remind you that now we work in reinforced partnership with Spilne. We've relaunched our operations in a community space called Urban Space 500, and now we'll be talking about Ukrainian-Turkish relations, cooperation assistance, current and future initiatives. Joining us online is Vasyl Bodnar, Ukraine's ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary to the Republic of Turkey. Good morning, glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes. Mr. Vasyl, just recently there was a meeting between the President of Turkey and Putin. So what are the results of this meeting? How can those results influence the future events unfolding in Ukraine? Well, it's a traditional dialogue that exists between Ankara and Moscow. It's mostly related to the matters of bilateral relations between those countries because you know there are certain historic relations and they formulate their agenda around such matters as gas supplies, oil, nuclear energy, because Russia is building a nuclear power plant in Turkey. On the other hand, those were the matters related to so-called interaction in terms of tense relations between Turkey and Russia related to the situation in Syria, North Caucasus, and Libya. And obviously, Russo-Ukrainian war remains in the focus of their attention. The Turkish party continues to promote their idea of mediatorship, and we continue getting mixed signals from the aggressors. Say, Peskov issued a signal right after the meeting saying that Turkey cannot be a mediator. Now they already say that they accept the peace plan that was proposed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Turkey, but in fact there is no peace plan. They just want to establish communication with the mediatorship of Ankara, and those proposals keep coming from the very beginning of the war. The ideas were partially implemented during the negotiations in Istanbul, during the exchange of prisoners of war, and the grain corridor negotiations, and in other processes where Turkish party acts as a mediator. Turkey does not withdraw from that track because that's the foundation of their foreign policy. And if you look at the structure, there is a dedicated mediatorship department in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Turkey who is dealing with consultations, support, aid, and other issues that may result in positions of the negotiating parties being brought closer to one another. For us, it's important that Turkey has taken part in the peace summit, and they try to implement the formula of peace by President Zelensky, specifically its fraction related to food security, and we try to develop the relevant plan that would help us to safely export our products to the foreign markets and ensure the security of the export routes, to establish the favorable conditions for the foreign companies who could visit Ukrainian ports without any obstacles, so that it yields certain interest in terms of insurance of those ships. So the position of Turkey remains the same, but it's far from those peace plans that were promoted or mentioned by Russian propagandists some time ago. Well, you've mentioned the food security issue. Russia inflicted another strike on the support of Ukraine. Meanwhile, Ukraine, Bulgaria, Turkey, and Romania have started the demining operations in the Black Sea basin. Are we aware of any information about this initiative? Well, currently the plans are really being formulated as to the demining wars. Last week, 5 vessels left Istanbul, 1 ship from Bulgaria and Romania each, the mine sweepers, plus 3 Turkish vessels that start preparing the demining area. the area to be cleared was determined in relevant maps in the international waters in the western part of the Black Sea Basin. And obviously, the matter of expansion of number of participants because is still on the agenda because Ukraine wants to join the initiative. This initiative is being reviewed. Some of the NATO countries also expressed their interest in taking part in this initiative, at least at the level of liaison officers. For us, this initiative is useful because it allows us create a safe area for passage of the vessels in the Black Sea Basin. Obviously, Ukraine is going to join it a little bit later for sure because it's in our best interest to conduct demining. Currently, it's the element of regional responsibility of NATO, so it comes as a NATO initiative, and it's aimed at establishing safer conditions for our corridor that the vessels use to export our agricultural products and to consolidate international efforts on the matter of around the matter of Black Sea demining. So first, we are going to join the initiative without technical part, probably on the level of liaison officers through the ways of communication with the Turkish party, but in future I hope that we will gain sufficient capability to become a full-fledged member because Ukraine is a part of Black Sea region and a candidate for the accession to NATO. We're talking about the industrial cooperation. Turkey expressed an interest in manufacturing Ukrainian aircraft engines with the license. Well, it's an old story. First of all, we manufacture those engines in Ukraine and we supply them to Turkey. And currently, two big corporations, Bodnar Makina, which is known in Ukraine, and yet another corporation to such. They procure Ukrainian engines, both jet and turbojet engines, to use them in their unmanned aerial vehicles. There's yet another project for the supply of the engines for UAVs manufactured by Motor Sich and smaller suppliers. Also, Ukrainian industrial enterprise take part in the development of the new engines. And currently we cannot disclose all of the details due to the security matters, but it's a very interesting cooperation that may be interesting for the Air Force of Ukraine in future, and it may also become a matter of cooperation, so to say. And the new UAVs may be manufactured in Ukraine. Hopefully they will be manufactured by Bodnar Makina, whose manufacturing facility is currently being constructed in Ukraine. Thank you, Mr. Vasyl, for your comprehensive answers. Let me remind you, we were talking to Vasyl Bodnar, the Ukraine's ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary to Republic of Turkey, and Ukraine Media Center will continue at 13 o'clock, and we will be talking about Odessa International Film Festival, exclusive screenings, premiere, and program of the event. Stay tuned.